All right, we are checking the connection, making sure that everything is good. I think there's enough light. Hopefully there is. What's going on, everybody? Real excited about tonight's IG Live. I get to go on with one of the hottest females in the breaking game. She goes by the name of Beta. Hopefully we'll be able to connect. What's happening to Enigma Marcus, I think it is right, yeah? What's going on? Hilda, what's happening? How you doing? Thanks for checking in. Bless up to you too. Welcome to the USA Breakin, IG Live. I'm DJ Sama, the Prez, and it gives me great pleasure to do this and be on this platform. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up this year, a lot of competitions, and one of the main ones that we got coming up is that Beta right there. Let me see if I can get her on. Connect. Let me see. Hold on. Where did she go? Beta, where'd you go? You were here. I just saw you. Train with Beta. Okay, hold on. Let me see. You're not. I can't invite you because you're not asking to be invited. So as soon as I see the invite button, Beta, I will tap on it. I should be able to. Excuse me, but yeah, we haven't done this too many times. So I'm still working my way through this, but it's all good. Anyway, I did want to mention that the PROAM Dance and DJ Expo is something that we are very excited about. It's going down here in the MIA, the 305, June 10th through the 12th at the Miami Airport Convention Center. And let me tell you, it is going to be on fire. 3 days full of competitions, workshops, panels. You can get all the information at PROAMExpo.com. And tickets are already on sale. When you go to PROAMExpo.com, you'll be able to purchase your tickets. We're also going to do some voting there because there's an award show on Friday night, the first kickoff night. And we need to pay homage and tribute and recognize, the movers and shakers within not only the breaking community, but also the DJ community and the artistry community. So you're going to get a chance to vote on those nominees that have been selected by everyone that took a minute to vote, and also our panel of judges. So we are real excited about that. Again, as I mentioned, Beta, who is an amazing B-girl, is going to hopefully join us tonight. And we're going to, just chop it up and talk a little bit about some of the cool things that are happening with USA Breakin. Do yourself a favor. If you're not a member yet, go ahead and do that because let me tell you, we have so much going on this year. It's a new regime, and we're breaking out all the bells and whistles. USABreaking.org is how you can get connected to us, become a member, and check out the site. We got a lot of information on there on the movement and exactly how we're going to go about doing our thing this year. All I can say is it's going to be action packed, and we can't wait to dig in. We have a few things happening before the PROAM. In April, I believe, we have an event that we haven't announced yet, or we may have done a teaser flyer there. But that's going to be real special. That's going to be going down in Miami. We're trying to hit as many cities as possible. And then we're working on some other things in terms of exhibitions. Chance for us to show out. Shouts going out to everybody that's checking in right now. Keaton Tesh, what's going on, Keaton? We appreciate you checking in. Hopefully all you guys are, signing up to the USA Breakin.org membership because we want you to be part of the family. We want to make sure that we're in touch with you guys and we communicate, and we also love feedback. Tell us how you're feeling about USA Breakin. What would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? As we roll out the competitions and we do, what we do, and that's, put a platform, a canvas, an open canvas for you to be able to come in here and express yourself and show us your skill set. You know what I mean? And be judged on it so that, we can have other future events and we can learn from the events that are currently happening or about to roll out. So that's also a beautiful thing. And one of the things that we like to do too is we like to invite, celebrities and artists to our competitions. So, that's something that, we're really going to focus on this year, because I think it's important to invite, cats that really dig the sport and want to support the sport. So that's going to be one of our goals and missions, is to, invite the people that we have connections to some of the jams and some of the competitions that we are going to be doing in the future. So once again, that is USA Breakin. Let me see if I can get her. Okay, I got her now. She'll pop on now. I'm excited, man, because I've been dying to chop it up with Beta. She's such an amazing girl. How you doing? I've been talking about you for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the request. I'm like,
you know what?
technology is not our friend.
Dark. First of all, I can barely see. I need to brighten these damn phones up a little bit. How you doing, Beta?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you look amazing as always.
Thank
You
you.
got e-girl thing going on there. I love it. I love it. I
Like
love it. I
that.
love it. So how was? Hey, what do you got in the background there? I see like a bunch of gear.
It's a denim, the graph jackets from back in the day. You remember?
Of
Hey,
course, I remember the
so
denim jacket.
you would
Absolutely,
win.
yeah.
Today you get money. Back then you get, you know, hip hop related,
Yeah.
custom, fresh ass jackets. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I got.
So I
Um,
guess there's a lot of people that know you, that are tapped into the USA Breakin IG, and the obviously the membership of USA Breakin, by the via website. But for those who don't know you, and I really don't know a lot about you, I'll be honest with you. I know dribs and drabs here and there. You're a board member for USA Breakin, and right now you're the only female, so we got to step that up. You know what I mean? Because we need more females on the board. I'm gonna tell you that straight up and down right now.
seems to be the theme of the world. Who am I? I
Yeah,
know. As you can see, I'm sarcastic. Uh, so hope you catch that.
yeah,
I mean, a long story short, I was a second generation B girl, but I was very young. I was 11 years old. So, and there was literally like five B girls in this time in the U.S. Um, so obviously that was, and that remained for quite some time. So there's a lot of pressure, and me and those girls, we're still around. But I also, I'm from Miami. I learned to dance in Miami. I moved here when I was 11, actually, and I started dancing as soon as I moved here. I was introduced to it. First person I met was Speedy Legs.
okay,
He met me with my brothers and my mom. Like, he's the first person. Obviously, he's family. I still, on that basis, still like checks on my mom kind of relationship, and then my brothers dance too, and we learned at Hot Wheels, a very famous place in Miami. That
wow, rock over there.
eh,
Are you serious? Oh
it's still the
shit!
same. It's still the same.
I
You
used
can
to
go
DJ.
there. Like, I think
I
it's
used to
Monday.
DJ back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
music. They still break. Same skates, the same smell. There's some things they could change. They changed the name. I think it's called Super Wheels now. Which,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that
Without
place.
knowing it, two people. Yeah, definitely.
But that's me in the breaking aspect and hip hop. I mean, I actually started as a graffiti writer first, but
Okay.
and I was a skater. But then when I turned 18 and it became illegal, back then it was very risky to do graffiti, and you'd actually go to jail for years. Today it's not the same, but in that time,
Yeah.
I obviously fell in love with dancing, and
Yeah.
I took that route, and I stopped doing graffiti. But it's also a time where everyone did a few elements. Everyone kind of graphed. They did a little bit of everything, so it was more
Yeah.
united.
Yeah. I remember
And that was it. I
back
mean,
growing up.
that's a quick version.
That was the thing. You DJ, you
Yeah,
break, you do a little graffiti. You know what I
every
mean? Like the if you were like a master at 2 or 3, you were good.
yeah. Yeah,
You know?
it was all
So,
blend. That was
yeah.
normal then.
Yeah.
Now it's different.
That's so
But
cool. So what gravitated you to the art of breaking and wanting to really be good at it? Was it to be competitive with the guys? Because there wasn't a lot of girls. So was it to be competitive with the guys, or did you like it because it challenged you physically? What really gravitated you to breaking?
well, I was brought up with two brothers, so I always did sports. I always did what the boys did. I was raised like a boy. They did not know what to do with me. My family, they just treated me like one of the boys. So I didn't know any different. I didn't really see it as anything different, like playing basketball with them. Of course, it's
Yeah,
challenging. Everything is challenging with the boys, but I had to
yeah,
try even because of that. But I was used to that. I mean, it's what I knew, right? Even
yeah.
skating back. But I'm not very competitive. I don't really care for the competitive aspect, but I like the challenge of it because it's
Got.
it's not my comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
but I like it because of that. So I like to face that music with that. But I really did it because I like to do things that people tell me I can't do.
Yeah, that's always a good look. You know what I mean? When
Right?
you can prove
So
somebody.
I was told I
You
can't do it.
see, you see how you like me now. How you like me now. So
So
was it like you first started? Was it like around the mid 90s? What era was it?
damn, what, 39, 28
Well,
years
I
ago.
was that age, but you know,
This is how I do math. I don't care. It's fine.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like, I think it's 95. I think it's 95 is right.
yeah. So there was the mid 90s. Breaking was kind of like going through a thing right then and there. You know, what I mean, it wasn't as popular as it is now, right?
Super underground, but it was very, yeah, it was underground because I would do it in some places and they had no idea what I was doing and it was considered delinquents, like to the point where
Yeah,
cops would come.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. But
I
it
remember when.
was looked upon, It was
Yeah,
not definitely not accepted for
yeah.
sure.
My dad used to go, when my dad used to see me do backspins, he goes, Mijo, pero ¿por qué tú estás limpiando el piso? ¿Qué te pasa a ti? I'd be like, no, papi, I'm breaking.
Very,
He'd be like, "No, tú estás limpiando el piso. Y mira esa camiseta, está sucia.
yep. And you can't argue back because they kind of have a point. We
Yeah,
were literally on the street. It's not like today where you can go to a fancy little studio. Like, I
yeah,
wish. But
yeah,
yeah, back. It looked wrong. It was on the street kids. It was already delinquent from the start when a stranger would see it.
yeah.
So
Once you got, acclimated into, the skill of breaking and you were practicing and you were, kind of getting your moves down pat, you had a little something to show out there. Were you winning some competitions or what were you, doing more exhibitional stuff? What was your stilo?
I mean, that was a time where they tried a lot of things. Right? It was new. A lot of things were new. So the competition started late, I guess, like PROAM, but then they started hitting hard like the late '90s, and I was in a crew with Ground Zero, and they are like from Miami as well. We live like we're neighbors. These are like the battle cats of the battle cats. So their hunger for this, and I am thankful for because it took a whole different route on the competitive side because it was new. But the thrill was there because the vibe was there. It still felt like a cipher. People were cheer. The crowd would go crazy like that, which doesn't exist now. But with them,
Yeah,
it was a winning spree, and I was part of that. And it was always I was part of the crew. So it was the categories were only crew or male at the time in the beginning, and the winning streak was on for a long time. And Ground Zero was unbeatable, my
yeah,
opinion. I know some people might disagree. I'm not in the crew anymore, but I'm not gonna
yeah,
take. They did a whole lot. I think they changed the game in the aspect of that hunger.
yeah,
That the passion they had, and they never stopped. And then later, there were some. I think some B-girl categories started. I wasn't a fan of it, just because it wasn't as challenging. But if it weren't for Bebe, he's the one that forced me. He's part of Ground Zero. He was the leader of Ground Zero, to go to like a really big one in Mighty Four. whatever. He flew me out because they don't fly bugles out in this time or pay you or do anything. You had to do it yourself, even though
Yeah.
you were the invited guest. So whatever.
Well,
He took
I
care of it.
here
It's
because
all
I
good.
love you.
But I went and he
Yeah.
believed in me and he was right and I was being a brat. But I see what he was trying to do for me. You know what I'm saying? So like he supported me and from there it was just like I just rocket. I just thrived. Everything. Boom, 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 boom. He's like, you just needed to do that to do it. It's not about whether you like it or not. And he's right. It was a growing thing that I was just being, you know, stubborn and whatever. But I also went on a winning spree as an individual in the B girl category, and you know, in that time, like I said, it was like judging something now and even remembering the competition I was in. I can refeel it because it was that vibrant, you know, like it was hype. It didn't even
Yeah,
matter
you had,
what you did because everyone was in. They were the energy was ridiculous. It was like it was a whole different vibe. Like I fed off the crowd, and that's something that doesn't really exist. At least I haven't seen it, and from the change, and I don't think it's not impossible. I just think you know COVID changed a lot of things, right? So
yeah.
I think it steered a little way where we had to. But I think there's a way to root it back to that, hopefully a little bit, at least if possible. But
I
that
think
was,
well, I
I,
think people still feed off the crowd. I mean, I think dancers still feed off the crowd. You know, when I went to the BC One in Orlando, you know, I saw the competition and I felt some energy in the room. I was like, wow, this is
yeah,
back some good memories.
there, you know,
Yeah, yeah. I
when
was
it's not there, it's like you know, I understood a different aspect though for the competitor. I was like, man, that must be hard. Like, you know, because COVID, you couldn't have people in or whatever, but you had to like try to create this energy for yourself and do your throwdown because you're battling regardless. But
yeah.
there was no energy. Like I was impressed with how these kids did that because I don't know how the hell I would do that. Like you know, like every generation has its pros and cons, right? We all have our situations. We all have the highlights and the whatever, but it's impressive to see how they also don't stop and they keep going and they're gonna fucking do it. Like regardless, they're gonna make it happen. But it's just a learning.
Yeah, which is cool. And you know, one observation I did make though, like when I went to the event and I was hearing the DJ, you know, throw down, whether it was before the competition started or during the competition, I was like, why is the music so low? You know what I'm saying? Because like back in the day, Jam, that should be like fucking 150 hertz. You know, so let's go. You know.
From the '90s,
Yeah, you're
but
probably, yeah, I mean,
it,
like, to blast that shit all the way live. But you know, I
oh
get
yeah,
used to it, be that low, and you're good with it. Now, let me ask you, were you able to live off breaking when you were competing back in the mid, late, early 2000s? Were you able to, like, just solely do that, or did you have to have a side hustle?
me. Did you
Yeah.
forget? I'm 4 of the 5 B girls. Okay, just to exist as a female to break was pushing it. So no, I did not have that luxury. It was not very accepted as female even doing any element of hip hop.
all
Maybe
of
you
that
could.
all of that's got to change, man. If you're gonna focus and practice, you know, 8 hours a day or whatever the case may be, and then do all the training condition, you know, to get your body healed up the right way when you do get ailments or whatever, you gotta get paid on that, man. You
Well,
gotta get paid on competitions that you win. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel about
well,
it,
that
man.
was another
It's
thing too.
full
Like
time, you gotta get a
in
check, you gotta get a bag. You gotta get a bag.
the money was never the same. Like if there even was money, I mean, there wasn't even cash prizes. I mean, I did it because it's what I love to do. I didn't need a fucking dollar sign to do it. I did it because I like challenging myself, even till now.
I
And I
get it.
keep
That's
myself
cool. It's
safe
great that
and
you were in love with it. You know what I mean? And you did it for the passion. But
yeah, and
just like when I DJ, I've built my name and I've built my career to the level where I command a certain amount of money. And it's not because I'm trying to be greedy or it's not because I feel like I'm entitled. It's because I've earned it. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? I've earned the, you know, just like, you know, the Funkmaster Flex from New York and DJ Camilo, and all the great on-air DJs and all the great mix DJs. We work hard. You know what I'm saying? To build ourselves to that point where when we throw down, we want to get paid for it, because there's a lot of
No,
practice that's
not
involved with getting to that level.
I
Huh?
mean, we should pass this, but see, my thing is, I'm not worried about myself or focused on myself to get paid. I know that that was either gonna happen in my peak or not. I'm still fucking dancing. I still practice, and I'll still fucking battle today. I don't care, and I'll fucking enter something tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
totally confident in that. But I feel like my purpose, what I'm trying to do and be involved, is really for the who is active now, who the young B girls are now, so they don't have to deal with this bullshit that I had to deal with, or anyone before me or whatever. You know, like it's unnecessary and it's stupid, and I'm
Well,
trying.
what do you mean
I
by
don't expect.
unnecessary
I'm not
bullshit? Yeah.
entitled in the way that like, oh, I'm owed anything. Not at all, because dude, I just started some shit on the street. Okay, that shit took me around the world. I don't even fucking know how. I am grateful for that. Like, I have nothing. We were broke ass little kids doing some shit in the street, and somehow I ended up in Germany on
I,
fucking Battle of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm okay with that. I did something good, but I did something right. But I'm trying to make it right for others, and that's the point. It's just I can't. I'm always gonna be around. Always gonna be me. But it's about the uniting
yeah.
us, right?
Yeah,
Not just
absolutely.
being, not being
And
selfish.
that's one of
Me,
the
me, me.
reasons I do USA Breaking, because we want to educate, elevate, and be a part of the dream that these kids want to live, providing they work hard enough. You
Right.
know, but at that's always been like, that's all. I've always been an advocate of education. You know what I mean? When
That's
I started my DJ school back in 2000, we used to go to a lot of nonprofit organizations like Alonzo Mourney's Overtown Youth Center. His wife had a foundation called Honey Shine down in Coconut Grove. We would go to the YMCA and we would set up shop, and we would teach these kids the art of mixing and scratching. Obviously, you can't absorb a lot in one session, but they loved it because it's music. You know what I mean? So it really, like, it excited them to learn how to, you know what I mean? And you got to listen to the other song in the headphones, and then you got to play with it and try to time it. You know what I mean? So it was cool, because I think that when you learn a skill like that, it teaches you not only, motor skills, but it also teaches you life skills, you
and
know,
value,
and
value.
value. Exactly, because you
Yeah,
gotta be
you need
when you go do a jam, when you go do a party, you gotta be on time.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You can't show up late. You gotta
punctual.
you're gonna ask for in terms of money, because it costs the gas to get. You're exhausting
Yeah,
a lot of stuff to get there. So just teaching them these little things, even if they don't become professional DJs, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You could take those values and use it to wherever you want. You know what I
right.
mean? And apply
Yeah,
it.
you
Apply it
with
to
you.
whatever.
For sure. I feel like breaking has shaped me as a person, everything I do, how I do, what I do. It's definitely the source of everything I've learned a lot through it, more than I realized. But it's definitely, I swear, I can't even. So I'm a personal trainer, but I feel like even when I'm doing my work, it's like it's so B girl. Like it's who I am.
Yeah.
Everything I do, the way I do, the way I move my body, the way I appreciate movement. It's just like because I had to earn that shit, and it took years to learn. Well, now kids just put on a freaking video and they have like 15 air flares in 2 seconds, which is incredible. I'm not belittling the skill, but when it's not earned, like
Yeah.
the value, you lose it a little bit because it's so easy, right? It's attainable now for some folks,
Well,
but in
I
our
think
time,
they
we
have
didn't have
equipment.
to learn. We had to
Yeah.
create it, and
Yeah.
it's valued differently. And it's that's why I like what you said about the DJing, because DJing, it's like, yeah, they can try to YouTube, but the only way to really learn all that, they need to do it in person. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's one element that you can carry.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that exercise equipment that teaches you how to air flare, like the little straps?
I've tried it before. It's funny.
What do you think?
I think it's very. I'm not gonna diss any tool to help people understand movement, because you know what, I was 11 breakdancing. I don't know the challenge of not knowing what coordinating or not being coordinated or having fear of spinning is, and I'm not going to sit here and take that away. But if it takes away the fear and allows comfort and confidence in someone to want to try something, I think it's dope in that sense. Because for me, it's like, you got to remember, some of us, you're scared of heights, you're scared of this, or you know, you just get dizzy, whatever it may be. But it's like, we forget those things as we break. You know, we sit in here, we do back spins, we sleep. But that is not easy. Like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
average. That's very
It's hard for me to
we forget
believe that Breaker was scared of heights. What are you scared?
I don't know. I've gone bungee jumping and stuff. I think if I was scared of heights, I probably could do that.
Yeah.
But
So
my
I'm
vision is a little
I-
off, right? I've lost my vision through time a little bit. I have this thing going with my eyes, but I'm
yeah.
losing my vision a little bit. And I can sense like me being like, whoa, that doesn't feel the same because I can't see it. You know, so there's certain things that I'm learning as I go, and teaching even clients as a trainer. Like, movement is very underrated, and it's undervalued and very overlooked, and just we forget how special that is, that we all of us that can move, that it is a
Yeah.
gift just to move, and we just take it for granted, you know. And um,
What's one of the worst injuries that you've ever experienced in your life?
me, I would say when I destroyed my LCL, and I was basically like 6 months to a year in this whack ass fucking cast, like walking like a fucking pirate. It was terrible. And it was challenging and frustrating because obviously eliminated a lot of things, and I was training at the time and working, trying to go upstairs with this freaking stiff leg. But you know what, that's what made me go crazy and re-strengthen my leg, because I refused to believe the doctor telling me what they were telling me. And
Yeah.
again, I don't like being told what I can't do. So I went ahead and educated myself and made sure that was not going to be the case, and here I am. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not easy coming back from an injury,
Hell,
because it's that time off. I mean, once you get back in the lane, you gotta get your chops up. So
yeah,
it takes a lot of mental. Takes a lot of mental to get back
yeah,
to that good
yeah,
space that you in.
definitely, yeah, definitely can get in a very quicksand mindset, easy, but you gotta like keep yourself out of that, because it's especially that long, you know, a year, and there's it's finally I feel fine, you know, but there were times where because I also had meniscus issue. I had all these issues since I was 12 because I danced on the damn fucking street. You know, I thought that was a good idea, but I did it for so long. You know,
Yeah.
my shoulders. I've had someone land. I was in a baby freeze, land on me. That flipped on me. So yeah. But you know,
Wow.
I've made sure that my range of motion is on point. For health purposes, it's not about breaking moves. That is the least of my reasoning. But I don't want to be where I can't move the way I know I can move.
Did
You
you
know.
ever think, like back in the '90s, that there would be so many females in the breaking community like there is now? Did you ever fathom that that would happen down the road?
Yeah, I did. I was hoping so, because it was I don't know, it was weird going to these events, and I was literally the only female and like 400 guys.
They're
I'm like, uh,
like, let's
after
step
a
back.
while, I get kind of old, and they all need deodorant. But you know, I did. It did. There was a rise. I feel like it was like 2000. I want to say the early 2000s. There was. I call it the rise. These girls came out of nowhere. It was dope. It was so nice to see. They're from everywhere, different styles. That's why I like even if I'm judging a B-girl competition, like B-girls, they just don't lose the essence of the dance, no matter what their level is. Like
Yeah.
when I watch them, I
Damn.
know I'm gonna get hyped because I'm gonna see some dancing. Like it's not, and there's individuality, and they're taking a risk. And for them, it's for us, it's harder. You gotta, you know, it's just the way it is. Like you feel the pressure because it's like the minority will always be, you know, it's like, there's only like 8 of you, so the competition is fast. They try to do it fast, you know, but I am always like, it's a treat for me because I don't know, that's just the way it is. Like the athleticism and male and female are going to be different in the level of their dance and how long they've been dancing, but
Yeah.
the essence, the dance is always there in
Yes.
B-girls.
Talk to me about the differences with the female B girls that come from the USA, that come from different countries. What observation do you have about the way the girls get down from different countries versus the USA?
Um, I mean, I don't know what exactly you mean, but
Mean is like, what's your observation? Like, you know, when you see a girl breaking from Korea, and you see a girl breaking from China, and you see a girl breaking from the USA, would you say that there's certain characteristics? Like, do the girls from Korea focus more on power moves, floor moves, up rocking? Like, what, you know? Give me like some observations that you've had. You
well,
know,
what I've noticed in general, whether they're Beagles or not, but it's cultural differences. The discipline in anyone in Korea compared to America, let's say, you will see the difference. You will see, performance says a lot. So regardless if there is individuality or not, performance is the big, true, obvious of how do I say, who's the discipline. This is their life. This is what they do. And I've noticed overseas, it's very, there might be less individuality, but there is the performance and the level and skill is higher. And I'm not sure the length of their dancing careers compared to, say, someone in the U.S. In the U.S., we just don't have the numbers, right? I've never seen. I mean, you can't compare. We've never had the amount of B-girls here. It's just the way it has been, and a lot of B-girls here are mothers, and it doesn't mean they stop dancing. It doesn't mean they're not involved anymore. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being a mom as a priority. And I just
yeah,
think it's looked frowned on, and it's unfortunately it's looked at as if they retired, and that needs to stop too. I mean, anyone that can bring some shit out of their body and still fucking headspin, I'm sorry, but you need to we need to reverse.
of course. And I see, you know, track and field ladies, you know, go and have babies and they come back out. I forgot her name. I think it was um, what was her name again? But anyway, she had a baby and came back and won a gold medal recently. And I'm like, there you go. There's nothing, you know, that has nothing to do with it. I mean, obviously it's a, you know, it's a conditioning thing that you got to go back into and a mindset, but it's very doable. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you this. If the Olympics was this year,
Mm-hmm.
who would win? In your mind, what country would win?
Country.
Yeah.
It depends. There's a lot overseas of girls that honestly the performance is ridiculous. It depends. I would have to know how the judging is and all that, all the rules, because I'm not sure exactly what the criteria is. But my personal opinion, I mean, that could be far from. That'd be more probably from the art aspect. The essence, the core, the style, of course the complex moves as well. But I do like and appreciate what breaking is, and breaking always was. You know, if you can dance and you can leave some type of impact from whatever you did in that cipher, then that is what breaking is. It's not how many times you can do a move, right? So but I don't know what the Olympic route, because I know you have to have the athleticism. That is very important. I'm not saying it's not, because there is a huge part of breaking, especially now, because the way it evolved. Like, these kids are doing amazing. They're flying. I mean, I don't even think it's even touch the floor anymore. It's just like stay in the air. So it should be appreciated, because that is insane. And I
Yeah.
don't think, I'm not saying that you should choose one or the other, but I would love to see. I mean, if I had to pick a country, I would probably say it would probably be one of the Asian the countries. Yeah, probably. Just due
I
to
don't far
to
from the
discipline,
truth. They
due
work
to
hard.
discipline,
Yeah.
and just from what I've been able to see, I'm assuming you're not including U.S. I'm not including U.S. But that's what I think. Just
Shouts out to Big Wino on the check-in. Big Wino on the check-in. What's up, bro? You know, listen, I don't think that's far from the truth what you're saying. You know, I think I think there needs to be a lot more competitions, and that's what's exciting about what we're about to do with USA Breakin. By the way, the website usabreakin.org. Become a member. We're going to roll out some serious competitions this year. Having one in April in Miami, and then obviously it's the PROAM Dance and DJ Expo June 10th through the 12th, and that's going to be at the Miami Airport Convention Center. Beta's probably going to be judging, doing exhibitions, signing autographs. She might even sing a little. A little bit of pop lock. She's gonna do it all.
I'm gonna do graffiti. It's legal now, so I don't have to worry about getting arrested. It'll be great.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what you do now. You're a fitness trainer. Is that the type?
I make people stronger. I've worked with my first. I always work with special needs children first. It's very occupational, but also trainer. I was like a PE coach. Special needs meaning like autistic, Down syndrome, and I moved on to just to help anyone to get stronger. I think strength is a necessity and also overlooked, and also strength, just getting anyone stronger alleviates a lot of negative things that happen to human bodies, regardless gender. I don't care, age, whatever it may be. You gotta stay strong. If you got a strong foundation, you're gonna be good. It's just like breaking. Your foundation strong, you can build. You're good. You'll be healthy, whatever it may be. But people, I like introducing people to the strength because they have no idea what they're capable of. Yeah. And when they do things, I'm just looking at them like they don't even know what they just did. There's no fucking idea. They just, and it's. I'm trying to do that more. Just trying to introduce as many people as I can to that, because it's unfortunate that we are here at this time, but people, because of COVID, this was a lot of people showed a lot more interest, and it did change a lot of people's lives, and they have become healthier, or at least attempted or tried, at least we're curious enough. And any trainer that was like, that's the best trend, a trend to be healthy. Oh, please, let's go. Let's keep it going. We want those kind of trends. Those trends are good, but I hope. So that being said, it's a lot of the inner health that we need, right? The mental, the inner is the most important, but that's what strength provides too. But I think we've lost route, and people are more focused on the aesthetic and the outer and the vessel instead of the inside. So I think it's also me trying to balance that and find the right way to do it, an approach for everyone, because everyone receives information different, but that's what I'm doing. That's why I love what I do. It's always a challenge.
Do you work them out at a gym? Do you work them out at a private center? Where do they work out and train with you? Both?
Yeah, both, or I go to them, or
Okay, all right. So what's your intake like? Like when somebody first approaches you and they go, Beta, I hate the way I look. When I take off my shirt, I look like Homer Simpson. You got to help me with this shit, man. My titties are all over the place. Like, yo, I want to get in shape. Like, do you take measurements and weigh them and be like, well, according to, your height, at this weight? Or
Friday, show up. They don't show up. Then they cry again. I'm like, well, until you show up, I don't care your sob story. Let me know how that story goes until you show up. I mean, I don't sit there. I can't, I have a life too, so I can't waste my time. But when someone's ready, they'll come. We all get that. We all want to be better, but we don't do it till we actually want to do it. And I can't make people do what they don't want to do. I can give you information. I can educate you. I got you. I'll support you. I'm here when you're ready, but I'm not going to sit there and babysit your ass. Especially if you're grown. If you're above 18, no. I think it's just a matter of, I'm here. I will always be here, but there's other people waiting that do value my time, and they're there and they show up. So you want to be down? Show up.
You got to be all in. And sometimes people think they're all in, and then when they get all in, they're like, whoa, this is a lot to take in. And they might, call you a day later and be like, Beta, it looks like I got a lot of going on right now. I'm going to take like 2 weeks off, and then I'll come back, and then you don't see them again. It's because they weren't all in. They weren't ready for the challenge. But that doesn't mean they might not come back later on.
Correct. And again, that goes back to what I was saying. They didn't even realize what it took. And when they do, maybe their lifestyle can't support it at the moment in the level they need. which does happen. Like there's parents, there's this, there's that, and I get that. But I also know when they complain again, I'm like, well, you can either be sore, complaining about being sore, or you can complain about couch potato. You tell me which one's worse. You know,
Yeah.
and that's where I
Yeah.
leave it. I leave it vague because I just think too much is enabling. I don't need to enable, but I will support you. I'm never gonna not be there for you, but I'm not gonna sit there and sit on my ass with you sitting on your ass. Like that don't make no sense. So
No, 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 of course not. You want to help people that want help. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You don't want to waste your time, or you don't want to be like the super motivator. Oh, come on, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like that's not your job. You're not supposed to be a cheerleader. You're supposed to be a trainer. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So we got some cool people on this board, the USA Breaking board. Let's talk a little bit about USA Breaking. Were you a board member from the beginning, or did you just come on? I'm not sure exactly when you started being
Well,
on board.
in the beginning. I was a candidate to be affiliated, and there was a conflict with someone that was on there. So to have peace with the community, and you know what I love, it was best to just be on the side and wait patiently.
Yeah.
And do what I wanted to do anyways on my own, which is what I did. So it's not enough. I don't need to be part of something to do what I love to do and encourage and mentor and or learn and be a student. Like I'll do it anyways. But everything happens for a reason. What's supposed to happen. So that was the only reason. I've been very aware of USA Breaking. It's just I knew that when the time was ready, it'll come, and now's the time, I guess. And I've huge honestly, like I said, everything happened for the reason. And honestly, the board, everyone that's on it now, is anyone that I would trust and I would do anything with, whether a board or not. And I'm not like that with people. I am not very easily trusting, and I do not support people that do not have the same genuine, wholehearted intention with this culture and community. And I can say that about USA Breaking, and that is I adore that the most because there's nothing selfish about it with anyone. Nothing. No one is not a self-absorption reason. We're all in it for them, for everybody
Yeah.
else. Like care, and that is rare. And I can't just let it go, And I need to. I've been waiting for that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that it would happen, but here it is, and of course, it's with Speedy, the first guy I met. It's like
Yeah.
it's just the way it is, and he, it's happening the way it's supposed to happen. And I hope eventually. I mean, everyone throws the word community around, even though it has the word unity in it. I hope one day it could be that. It's not about beef. I think all of us should do all these things and try all these things, but I hope one day we can get everyone working together because we all, even the mistakes, we should go through them together. Because
Yeah.
the only reason I find overseas, like, surpassing us, because how convenient. They see what doesn't work for us, but they take what does and they can thrive. And I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. It's still our culture, right? But we should be able to do that too. And
Yeah.
it's totally possible.
Everybody
And
brings something different to the table. You've got Trails, with the medicine, Jet, Dwayne. Every person that's on the board brings a different element to the table. And when we all start doing the meeting of the minds, we come up with some really great and cool ideas that's going to change the game. In terms of the way the competitions are laid out, the way they're filmed, just overall everything. And I'm really really excited about the way things are unfolding for USA Breakin this year, and nothing but good things to come. That's why I want to encourage everyone that's not a member to become a member, so they can be a part of what we're doing these days, which is www.usabreakin.org. Become a member, and you get to hang out with us at the competitions and see how we roll out these events. Yeah, it's exciting, man, for me.
no, I think it's great. I think it's just a matter of even just talking a little more, introducing a little more people understanding what we're trying to do. It's nothing to be scared of. If anything, be part of. Like we want everyone to be involved. It's very open doors, very welcoming, and I think just doing it slowly is best. And whoever wants to be part of it can. And there's no We don't shut the door on nobody.
Yeah. Aside from USA Breakin, what are some of the personal goals that you want to accomplish this year?
With dancing,
Yeah.
well, I do want to, like I said, I want to bridge that gap, help be a part of bridging the gap with, even in Miami first, right? Like I'm doing a project with Rock and Quick, and it's, you know, it's missing a lot of history opportunities. If I think if they were available, it would take away that hole that we have, that gap, and I think we all need to contribute in bridging that gap. But I want to do that, and I think I can, and I one day at a time. You know, I'm very will focus on one person and go not big. I don't do that. It never worked. I always work one person at a time, and that for me has always worked. And honestly, that's the best way I would ever want someone to invest in me. So I'm just trying to be the person that I needed when I was the only B girl in a room of 500 dudes and not knowing what the fuck I was supposed to do, or how do I do this? Or I'm trying to be what I needed. And I'm realizing that that is still needed.
Yeah.
So I know how to do that, and I'm doing my best, and that's what I want to do. And I got USA Breaking support, or even if not, it doesn't matter. It's on the same, we're on the same line, same page with this, and it goes along with everything. And it's the best way to get us all in this circle, to make the circle a full circle. So that's
So
my goal with,
are you
um,
accepting more people with the training that you do? Are you taking more
yeah. So
more
I will
students?
always be, I'm always going to make people stronger. That's never going to stop.
Where can
Um,
people get in touch with you if they want you to train them? Where can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can on my Instagram. They can DM me there. I have my email. I have everything to contact me there.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Important because
because
people out there are looking to maybe make some changes this year. And if you
mhm,
could be a part of that movement, why not? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to put it out there.
a lot of b-boys reach out to me constantly on the daily for help, for nutrition, this, that, what to do. I'm not putting names out there in case it embarrasses them, but I have always provided information and my time
Yeah.
willingly. I have no problem. I try to be as approachable and available as much as I can. And that's who I am. That's what I'm always gonna do. Especially like our community, have a little soft spot, so I'm trying to I show up because it's a different time. A
Yeah.
lot are young kids, and I don't know what their life. I don't expect the kid to go to. So I'm gonna be the adult, like I said, be the what I needed. So I
Yeah.
show up, show my face, and try to be approachable, available. Hey, here, do you guys need this, and that. And they hype me up and inspire me and make me want to break. So it's it's what it's
Okay.
supposed to be, right?
So let's we did a lot of the formalities and all that crap. Let's talk about Beta. I want to know a few things about Beta. Does Beta like to cook?
I do only what I
Yeah.
eat.
You're Colombian, right? You're Colombian, right?
Part Colombian, yes,
Okay. All
yes.
right. So cook like Spanish food, or what do you like to cook? What do you like to cook?
I cook with healthy food. I just cook healthy food. So I'm all the macros. I am not on no special diet. I just eat my protein. I have my greens and I'll have my carbs
Oh, nice.
according to my training to what I need for. It's like I fuel myself as I need for what I'm doing physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do to relax? Like when you're not like focused on training, and what are you going to do about the next move, or the event or judge or whatever, what do you do to relax and kind of disconnect from the world of breaking?
I don't know if this is considered relaxing, but I like biking. Biking is very therapeutic for me. I'm a
Feel like
cyclist, and
a different
no,
thing,
but
yeah.
well, I'm not sitting there racing, but it's definitely my church.
How far do you go? Like, do you go like 80 miles, or how far you go?
No, the most distance I've done is like 50 miles. I mean, I need my legs.
That's a lot, bro.
I know.
For real, that's a
I
lot. You make it sound like, oh, I'm not really putting a lot of effort in. I know about 50 miles, no big deal. Don't even break a sweat. No,
but
what
look,
are you talking?
is a soft spot for me
Go
too.
to the store. I'll be right back. 50
I know.
miles.
3 hours later, biking is what made my knees strong again, though, and
Yeah.
it brought, like, no matter what I was going through or am or whatever, biking is always there,
Yeah.
and why that's my church, and it always will be there. I don't know. It's something I've always done. I used to call myself Beta Bicycle.
Feel like, you know, when you get into a relationship that you have to be with somebody that can keep up with you physically, or would you be with somebody that may not have the aspirations that you do with the physical fitness part of your life?
I don't know. I mean, well, I have a partner now.
Uh-huh.
I feel like as long as they understand it, I don't expect them to have to do everything I do. But luckily for me, we have a lot of similar
But
interests.
that 50 miles threw me. I would have been out. You know, like I wouldn't be able to keep up with you. I'd be like, okay, bye, see you. Gotta go.
No, I know I'm talk. I don't expect anyone to go on a 50-mile ride and be like, this is where I will be single after this ride.
Yeah, I'll be back.
But, I guess that's what I'm trying to work on too, is that balance to have. That would be my relaxing time, to be with my
Yeah.
person. But, it's heartbreaking and trying to explain breaking to people too. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to hear about a 40-year-old girl that does backspins, bro. That shit is
Yeah.
not people.
Right.
Like,
Right. We had a conversation one time, and did you tell me that you don't have a TV in your house? Like you don't watch TV?
there's no TV. There's TV that had a toddler, but I never had a TV. If it weren't for my girlfriend, I
You
wouldn't.
you
Yeah.
don't watch TV. Wow. That's so like unlike
A waste of time.
a 40-year-old. Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
someone like 40-year-old. Like I don't know one person in my life that doesn't have freaking now, you do it by choice. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have one because you don't want one, right?
no, no.
That is crazy. So you read a lot, right? You read books and
I do read a lot. There's a lot of things I have to read, and I do enjoy what I
you
have to
own
read.
a laptop though, right? You got a laptop? You own a
I got a
laptop, right?
laptop. I do my Zoom with my clients. I got my laptop. Yeah.
Okay. But do you like technology? Do you like being online? Do you like trolling and scrolling, through stuff and finding what do you like doing stuff like that or?
That didn't even sound sellable. Do you like scrolling and trolling? That was weird. I don't think if I was better at it,
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of people
I know.
just like to be online and they like to go on YouTube and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
I
YouTube. Learning. I had to go on YouTube when I had my little toddler nephew around, but he knows how to use YouTube better than me. But I do use, obviously, Instagram for what I do. I had to. It helps with my business and training, communication.
yeah.
Technology, the toddler also destroyed all my technology devices, so I'm trying to get them to work again. But the laptop I use a lot with work, so I'll do the programs. A lot of the reading is on there too that I don't have in physical form.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all to feed my brain. I mean, if I get caught on the phone like doing stuff, it's because I need to catch up on something, or I'm killing time, or I got caught by the matrix and I'm stuck in the screen and I got to turn
Yeah.
off.
It's
But
all it could be a tool, for
yeah,
education,
correct.
or it could be something damaging to your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
It's choice on what you do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't have a lot of time to and it takes me a long time with technology. I am so slow. God, I wish I was faster. I'm probably practicing perfectly, but I don't want to be on it any more than I need to.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They would be beta. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, right?
yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to thank you for taking the time to chop it up with me. I really appreciate it. I want to encourage everybody once again to log on, www.usabreakin.org, become a member, get involved with the competitions. We might be coming to a city near you. I know we got plans to go to New York City, to LA, to Texas. We're going to be in Miami, not once, but twice. So a lot of exciting things happening for the future of USA Breakin. Once again, Beta, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Want to shout out to anybody out there before you check out?
just everyone who's watching or interested or have any questions that cared to listen to me and hear my voice, me and Sama, thank you. We appreciate you. And I will be on next week. So with
Cool.
someone's, so wait for that. So
All right.
I will shout out all of you because I can't say all the names, but all love.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, for checking in. We love you. Next week, I believe Wino and maybe Speedy will be jumping on as well. So that's going to be exciting. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll be in touch. I'll see you on the call.
Yeah.
Bye, Beta. Thank you.